here at the Houston, Texas Regional Post Duelist Nexus with Whoa. Please introduce yourself to the world, man.
Lucas Sacco. I got either top 8 or top 4 with Rescue Ace today. I'm not sure yet. We're waiting on pairings.
X1.
X1. Yeah, X1. My only loss was to Manadium, so I lost the die roll and got my turn skipped. But the deck performed really well today.
Hey man, you're collecting some world points. I believe 48 invites are going to be given.
Yeah.
That's 9 rounds of Swiss, 364 players. My goodness, what made you decide to play this deck, bro?
Every other deck is boring and not that good in my opinion. So Rescue Ace is not the best deck. Absolutely not the best deck. However, it will probably be one of the top 3 decks after Age of Ultron or whatever that set is.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just like learning how to play the deck now, and it's still very competitive.
Hey, before we see the deck profile, bro, any shout outs?
Of course, Troy Yamaguchi, everyone inside of the testing group, Moki Meta. Then shout outs to the entire Team Pandemonium. Shout out to Denny and the entire Oklahoma City crew.
Ah, yes, without further ado, please show us your top 8, top 4 deck profile.
Okay. 3 Hydrants. This is pretty standard. It might go to 2 after the new set. 3 Airlifter, and 1 Impulse. This is where I think most people are doing the deck wrong. It's because they're playing like 3 of this card and like actual bad Rescue Ace cards. Whereas instead of just using this like as an extender on your turn, they're using like a hand trap, and that makes you get talanced and like lose the game. So 1 Impulse, 2 Preventer, 2 Turbulence. Yeah, this is like the best extender you can get. It's 2 bodies in 1. It's also a disruption, and it's like just what made the deck actually playable instead of bad. And then Turbulence is the boss monster of the deck. It lets you set 4 from deck, which is aggressively plus.
Okay.
And then for the Rescue Ace spells, 3 Emergency. This is like the other best card that just came out. 1 Alert, 1 Rescue, 1 Field Spell, and then 1 of each of the traps. I was against the Field Spell all up until like 2 days ago, just because it doesn't effectively do anything and it conflicts with Prosperity. But there are times where you just need to have more engine. You need to be able to do more when you open 5 engine cards, and that's what this card does. It also gives you a much better grind game, which does come up in some matchups.
So I take it the Field Spell's not really standard, or
it is standard, but I cut it because I didn't think it was that good, and now it's back in. It performed okay today. Then 1 Rhoda, 1 1-for-1. These are pretty standard. For non-engine, Prosperity, 3 Fenrir, 1 Kurikara, and 1 Ghost Ogre. The reason you play these 2 is because of the Small World. So Small World allows you to have an added boost to consistency, as well as a board breaker or anything you need it to be in that time. And you need Ghost Ogre to be the bridge. So instead of having to play like a bad card, you just play Ghost Ogre. That way you can go like Fenrir, add Fenrir, and then Small World, banish Fenrir, banish Ghost Ogre as the bridge because it's psychic, and then add Hydrant because it has 0 attack. So this is like just a bridge, but it's serving multiple purpose spots because it's not like that bad of a card right now. The Fenrir is really important in this deck, I think, because it does serve as a pseudo starter. Because the deck is not 1,000,000% consistent. That's why we're playing Small World. But Fenrir helps a lot with that. And then 3 Book of Moon, 3 Book of Eclipse. Every deck should be playing these right now. These are just the best cards in the format, especially with this deck because they synergize. This deck's main weak point is getting Impermed on here or Veilered on here, and the books and the Eclipses just help you play through that very well. It's very synergetic in that regard. And the last cards is just 3 Imperms. So we're not playing any hand traps that play into Talents besides the 1 Ghost Ogre, which is this there as a bridge. You're just playing infinite board breakers that don't play into Talents.
What's the main deck count?
40. I never play more. For the extra deck, 1 Anima, Link Decoder, Reaperdocus, Protect Code, Access Code, Firewall, Terahertz, and these guys. This is like the standard Cyberse package that you have to play for the deck. Some people were playing the other package with Binary Sorcerer. I don't think that package is as good, even though it doesn't play into Bestials as much. This package is better because this also gives you a line for Firewall, which gives you follow-up and the ability to use it as a board breaker. I can show the combo at the end as well. The access code, 1 Hida, Sunlight Wolf, and Salamangreat Helio. I thought this card would suck, but it was somehow like one of the top 10 cards in the extra deck. Out of 15, that's very impressive, I know. But this card was very, very good today. And then Dark, Unicorn, and Underworld. This came up 0 times. This came up 0 times. This is on a Rise Heart. That was pretty cool. For the side deck, since we're playing like infinite board breakers, it's probably correct to side deck hand traps, just because there are decks that FTK this format, and that is what I lost to. So it's 3 Ash, 3 Droll, 3 Nib, and then I played 2 Context C, 2 Cosmic, 2 D Barrier. I really like 2 ofs in decks that play Prosperities, just because it lets you diversify what your deck can cover in the side deck. And Context C was very, very good in the meta regard today. So the combo is just one of these guys. All it takes is just one of him. You don't need a discard, you don't need anything else. So it's normal summon Airlifter, add Emergency, activate Emergency, summon Hydrant by tributing, use Hydrant effect to add. It's going to add Turbulence, summon Turbulence by banishing these 2. Turbulence effect is going to set up to 4 from the deck. So you usually just do these 4 as a standard. So you have a Search, a Revive, a Negate, and a Pop. And then one of them can be used this turn because of Hydrant's effect. So you're going to activate this now, that way we can get a Search, which adds the Preventer, which is the extender that does 2 things on its own. We're going to link 1, activate effect, special summon by banishing. Link 2 into Reaperdocus. Effect of Preventer will tribute because it was sent to graveyard to summon back from banished. Use Reaperdocus to turn this into a Cybers, making Link Decoder. Link these 2 off into Protect Code Talker. Link Decoder comes back. These into Firewall, and then use Protect Code Talker to come back. And I know that's a lot, but it does accomplish a lot, because now Firewall is going to add back this to hand for another source of follow-up. And then you're going to link all of these into Terahertz and use his effect to send this. So your inboard is now a card in hand, a Revive for your Hydrant, a Negate that says it can't attack, a Pop that says it can't activate its effects for the rest of the turn, a Spell Trap, Negate, and Grave, and then this has a quick effect to send Aggravator, which is like a really slow hot red. But off of 1 card, that's a lot better than Kashtira in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more diversified. Has less choke points.
Was anyone able to nib you or prevent your combo?
So the good thing about this deck is that if they are going to nib you, they nib you after you set 4 from deck, so it doesn't really matter. Like if they nib you, you still have 2.5 disruptions off 1 card.
Yeah.
Which is insane. That's one of the reasons I think this deck's so good.
Well, Mr. Sacco, thank you so much for showing us this combo, and congrats on your top, man.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Until next time, everyone, go to